ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। We are born in this world created by the Lord. The Lord also gave us the Vedas to guide us how to live our life, how to be happy, and how to attain the highest goal of life. Now, the shlokas what we saw, studied, it is said, those who follow that teaching, then they find total fulfillment in life. And if those don't follow, they suffer unnecessarily. And then what Vedas can do, that if they do not follow the teaching, so the best thing is that we should learn it from our teachers and just follow that. Now this continuing our thought, see the mantra number 10th and shloka in page 176. Okay, we are in chapter number 4. This is chapter 4, mantra 10. This also is a very famous mantra, particularly the first line of this. Mayam tu prakritim vidyat Mayinam cha maheshwaram Tasyavayava bhutaistu Vyaptam sarvamidam jagat. In Vedanta, these two words are used, called Maya and Prakriti. So this Maya and Prakriti, they are not two different things. But whenever we use the word Prakriti, there is a sense of a material thing which is inert, and from that the world is created, that the idea comes. But when we use the word Maya, some kind of illusion, that kind of meaning comes to our mind. If you say, oh, this is Prakriti, we feel very good. But you say, if all this is Maya, don't call it Maya. Because in the Maya somehow, feeling is an illusion. But here it says, Mayam tu prakritim vidhi. And Mayinam tu Maheshwaram, or Mayinam cha Maheshwaram. And the one who is the Lord of Maya, he is a Maheshwara. Mahan Shaso Ishwarascha. Goswami Tulsidas writes in the very beginning, he says, Yan Maya Vashavarti Vishwamakilam Brahmadi Devasuraha. He says, what is that Mayavi Ishvara? He says, Paramatma is that under the control of whose Maya is this entire world. And all the forces of nature, the presiding deities, all of them are under this Maya only. So Bhagavan says, Mayinam tu Maheshwaram. The one who is the Lord of Maya, he is called Maheshwara. Tasya avayava bhutaistu vyaptam sarvamidam jagat. This entire world is pervaded by different aspects of that Paramatma only. So now, as far as Paramatma is, it is Sat Swarup, Chit Swarup, Ananda Swarup. Right? So in this world there is Satchidananda. Some Ananda is everybody is experiencing or not? Everybody is experiencing. Even a mosquito sits on my body and is succeeded in taking little blood from my body, feels very happy. And when I try to shut, when that mosquito escapes my clap, I have seen a smile on its face. So even a mosquito also enjoys, and the denizens of heavens also enjoy, everywhere. That Ananda is there in this world. If Ananda is not there at a particular moment, there is expectation of Ananda. That's why man goes on living, you see. So Ananda is there. Chaitanya, of course, that is there. Existence is there. This is the Swarupa of Brahma. As far as the Maya aspect is concerned, then the Sattva Gun, Rajo Gun, Tamo Gun, their expressions, they all are there. The equipment wise, their quality wise, they all are there. And that's why he said, Tasya avayava bhutaistu, by the limbs of this Paramatma only. Now what are the limbs which should be understood? If you take Brahman as Brahman, then Satchidananda is there. If you look at Maya, then Sattva Gun, Rajo Gun, Tamo Gun, their effects that are also there. And then Sarvanya Sarva Shaktiman Ishwar, his virtues and all that also manifest here. Mayam tu Prakriti. Now the meaning of the word Prakriti is already yesterday I mentioned. Kruti. Kruti means creation, product, forms, So, prakarshena kriti yogyata. That material cause from which variety of forms that are created. They call it Prakriti. Now when you say Maya, Ma in Sanskrit, Ma has got many meanings. Ma means to measure. And you say, and then Ma itself means Lakshmi also. So Mai means what? And the one who has Maya means Lakshmi only. Now, the power that which is there. So Maya represents a power. And you see from Ma, Manam, Pramanam, Nirmanam, all these words are formed only from that dhatu. So when you say Nirmana means creation. Pramana is the means of knowledge. Only Manam is a measurement. Honor, so many words, meanings are there. So therefore Maya is a power. It is called a creative power. You see what happens many times, the parents have named their baby girl Maya. And sometimes say in Vedanta, Maya, what Maya? Then later on they feel, why did I give this name Maya? And that girl also feels, Maya, they call me Maya. And Maya is a creative power. It is with the help of that only the Lord is creating the whole world, sustaining it, dissolving it. But when we get attached to small things in this world, then that Maya is a cause of bondage. There is our attachment to all other things, That's why it is said there is one called Vidya Maya, other is called Avidya Maya. Vidya Maya is a great power which creates this whole world. And Avidya Maya is our identification, our attachments, our cravings, our likes, dislikes, this Maya binds us. Otherwise, Mayam tu Prakritim Viddhi, Mayinam Chamaheshwaram, Tasya Avaya Bhutaistu, Vyaptam Sarvamidam Jagat. So this word Jagat, you'll see here the Maya aspect also is there, and what I call Brahma aspect also is there. All names and forms and their activities, functions, properties, that is called Maya. But in everywhere it is Chaitanya there, Ananda, that is Brahma aspect. So that we have to recognize and abide there. Don't go on cursing this Maya or world or anything like that. But that Satchidananda which is there everywhere, is in our heart and also everywhere. See that, abide in that. Then what will happen? What will happen? Let us see the next mantra. Because they pointed out what will happen if you realize that. Yo yonim adhitishtatyeko yasmin idam sanchavi chaiti sarvam tam ishanam varadam devamidyam nichayemam shantimatyantameti. Yo yonim adhitishtati ekaha. Yaha ekaha Paramatma, that one Paramatma, the Supreme Self, adhitishtati is dwelling, presiding, dwelling, existing, where yonim, every womb, every form of life that is there here in this, How many kinds of yonis are there? It is said in our Shastra 84 lakhs. Now in this country they don't know what is the meaning of lakhs. 100,000 is called 1 lakh. Okay? Multiplied by 84. So many kinds of wombs are there, pranis are there. And some people say, how do you know there are 84 lakhs? And how do you say? I said, if you have got doubt, you count. Every time doubting. All the great rishis with their Ritambhara Prajna, they have realized, and the Lord has blessed them with that vision. So if they have said that, there is no reason that we doubt it. Here only in the school, college, little things are taught, and that we accept everything. Just because some scientist has said and all that. They themselves are revising their own versions. And then one scientist says, the next scientist says, no, that is not the final word. And still we believe. And when the rishis are saying that, we keep on doubting. And if you have got doubts, then you count. Nobody stops you. But there are 84 lakhs of it. Sometimes it is said only 4 kinds of yonis are there. I say, 4, that is manageable, understandable. What are the 4 kinds? One yoni is the jivas, they come from the earth. All the trees and plants and creepers and all that, lata vruksha. That is called udbhija yoni, udbhij, coming out of this earth. The other is called svedaj. Svedaj means born of all humidity. There are so many creatures are there born of humidity. Ardhata. There is stagnant water and all that also. So many creatures are born from there. So that also is Svedaj only. The third is Andaja, born of eggs. You know what are born of eggs. So they all are Andaja yoni. And the fourth is Garbhaj, Jara Ayuja. That is born from mother's womb. So there are so many animals or human beings, they come out of that. So these are called different wombs. But each one of them, how many kinds of, what you call the jatis are there, species are there, right? So, if it is said 84 lakhs, there is nothing wrong, or there is no exaggeration or anything like that. Anyway, any form of life that you see here, it is presided over by that Paramatma only. Because every womb exists and there is life, that's the aspect of Chaitanya Brahma only. So, yonim adhitishtati ekaha. So, the wombs are many, forms are many, jivas are many, bodies are many. But the Chaitanya that is presiding and living there, dwelling is only one, ekaha. Yasmin idam Sam cha eti. So sam eti, vi eti. Both ways we have to see that. So that Paramatma who is existing in it, that which is there, and there afterwards what that sam eti exists. Very well that is there present. And vi eti, when everything dissolves in it. Eti sarvam. So that Paramatma from whom all forms of life they have come into being, and that Paramatma exists in all of them, and they merge in that, tam ishanam nichaya. Nichaya means sakshat kritya, realizing directly, knowing that Paramatma who is the ishanam. Ishanam is ruler, the one who rules. But his ruling is not with a danda. It's not a stick or anything here. But he's antaryami, he's the inner controller. He's the inner control of all beings. And all the laws are set in motion and everything is working on it. We are computerizing now only, and then we feel we have done a great job. But Bhagavan has computerized everything long back. So all the karmas the jivas are doing, automatically they are pictured. Everything that is there. And then, according to laws of karma, all these things come. So he is Ishaha. And Varadam. At the same time, he is Varadam. He is the one who grants boons, fulfills our desires, answers our prayers. That Paramatma is called Varada. Devam. Deva means Chaitanya Swarup, Jnana Swarupa. Of the nature of knowledge and consciousness. That Deva. Idyam. Idyam means praiseworthy, worship worthy. That's called Idyam. Worshipful. Adorable. Nichaya. So, realizing this Paramatma alone, Imam Shantim Atyantameti. Then the total, complete Shanti, fulfilling Shanti, that what? Abiding peace the person gets. Because we always think, if I come to know this Atma, what will happen? What will happen? You will find peace, which is not broken into pieces. And all other peace that we find, variety of Shantis we know. How many kinds of Shantis we know? The so-called Shanti. One is Tamoguni Shanti. Tamoguni means go to sleep. Either fall asleep or take sleeping pill. So as long as you are you feel that you are at peace, Shanti. Or Rajoguni means what? There was a desire. So I want this. And when I get that object of desire, my desire is fulfilled, then sometimes Shanti. That's called Rajasic Shanti. Even that is not going to last for a long time. Then we have got sometimes Sattvic Shanti also. When you go to the temple sometime, in satsang or bhajan, kirtan, devotion. And the bhajan is over. So that Shanti is Sattvic. What is Sattvic? Sometimes by mistake we sit for meditation. And that, I don't know why the mind becomes very calm. So, Shanti. So, Sattvic Shanti, Rajasic Shanti, Tamasic Shanti, Smashan Shanti. When you go to the cremation ground, suddenly Shanti. That's why there people become philosophical. They suddenly ask some questions. What is life? What is death? How long they will ask on that? Then immediately they start, where is the will that man wrote? Whether he wrote anything, and whether my name is there or not. Sometimes my name may be there, but all liability is put on my head only. So all kinds of things. So another. So these are the various shantis that we experience, you know. There is a very beautiful shloka. Aprayatnat prayatnatva mudho napnoti nirvritim tattva nishchaya matrena pradnyo bhavati nirvritaha. There are many people who keep on struggling for getting peace. They never find any peace. Then they say, what is the use of struggling? Give up all struggle. I am not going to do anything. Okay, you give up struggle. Are you happy now? Did you find some shanti? Tatvanishaya matrena pratnyo bhavati nirvata. Only that person who has ascertained the nature of truth, like what is said here, yo yonim aditeshtatteko yasmin idam samchavi chaiti sarvam tam ishanam varadam devyamidyam nichaya imam shantim atyantameti. The only way to get peace is realize this truth which is our own self. When we realize that, then only real shanti. Others are only, yes, they are the different forms of shantis, all that is there. How long it will remain and all that. It is not naishtikim shanti, not abiding peace. By the time we feel that we have found a peace, it's gone also. Now the next mantra is something which we have already seen. One word may be a little different. Yo devanam prabhavaschodbhavascha Vishwadhipo rudro maharshi Hiranyagarbham pashyata jayamanam Sano buddhya shubhaya sanyunaktu. Yo devanam prabhavascha udbhavascha. We have seen this mantra earlier also. That Supreme Lord who is the very origin of all other gods. These other gods what are? They are only presiding deities of certain forces of nature, laws of nature. They are not the omniscient, omnipotent, the Supreme Lord. When we say the Indra, the Devata, Indra, Varuna, Agni, Vayu, Ityadi, they are only deities of certain powers of nature. And also remember, they are not permanent. Indra only the name of the chair. Varuna is the name of the chair, that post. At different times, the different jivas come and they occupy that place. And in Bhagavatam and all that very elaborately, clearly pointed out, every Manvantara, when the term of one Manu is over, the second Manu comes. At that time, again, all this whole thing, the cabinet is reconstituted. And then all our other different devatas, they come, and the Indra also is different. So all that keeps on changing, you know. Only the Supreme Lord is that which is one. Yo devanam prabhavascha, udbhavascha. Prabhav means origin. Udbhav means their prosperity, their progress and all that he is alone the cause. Vishwadhipaha, adhipaha. And he is the Supreme Lord of the universe. He is also called Rudraha. We have seen the meaning of Rudra. Maharshihi, Mahan Rishihi. Here the Maharshi word is used. Rishi means in the meaning of knowledge. Rishati janati iti rishi. The one who knows. So Maharshi word is used here in the meaning of omniscient. Not in the meaning of, the different sages are there, Rishis, Munis, not that, but omniscient. And as he was seeing Hiranyagarbham Jayamanam Pashyata, he only saw the Hiranyagarbha manifesting, or he saw the very birth of Hiranyagarbha. Means what? From this Supreme Being only, the total mind was projected and came into existence. That's called Hiranyagarbha. Hiranya means gold, Garbha means womb. So gold stands for the entire creation. So the whole creation was there existing in that Hiranyagarbha. Sometimes they call golden egg. And so in English and all that, when they translate all that, golden womb and golden egg, and from that the whole universe came out. That Hiranyagarbham. That Supreme Lord, Sano Buddhya Shubhaya Sanyunaktu, may that God bless us with good thoughts, good thoughts, noble thoughts, auspicious thoughts and all that. Now we have seen what is noble thought, good thoughts, auspicious thoughts. May the thought of vairagya, dispassion for all pleasure, desire for knowledge, faith in the scriptures, love for God, such kind of thoughts should arise in our mind, such feeling, then that is called Shubha. Shubhaya Buddhya Sanyunaktu. Again and again, this, I think third time at least we have seen this. Sano Buddhya Shubhaya Sanyunaktu. Now, Yo Devanam Adhipo Yasmin Loka Adhishtita Adhishritaha Ya Ishe Asya Dvipadaha Chatushpadaha Kasmai Devaya Havisha Vidhema Yo Devanam Adhipaha, and that he who is the Lord of all these gods. How many gods are there? It is said there are 33 crores of gods are there. Now, what is 1 crore? I think 10 million, 10 million is called 1 crore. So like the multiply by 30, so many gods are there. Like, even a given country which is ruled by a government. So the government is one, all right. We call federal government and all that here. How many government officials are there now? Tell me. Isn't it? There must be millions. Small, big, those who have got the powers and all that. Even when you are driving and going, speeding and all that, patrolling, that also is one deity. Devta, that is, you have to stop. One true story happened. One doctor was very fast driving. The police started giving signal and asking him to stop. Then that doctor lowered the window and took out his stethoscope and showed to him. That I am a doctor, maybe going on emergency or this one. That police also lowered the window and showed the handcuffs. And that doctor stopped immediately. What do you think? He is the deity of the road traffic. So there are many. This is a true story I am telling you. Yo Devanam Adhipaha. So there are so many, 33 crores are pointed out. And once upon a time, India's population was 33 crores. So all gods had come down there at that time. Now it is 1 billion is crossed. Yo Devanam Adhipaha. That Supreme Lord who is the Lord of all these gods. Yasmin Loka Adhishritaha. And in whom exist all these worlds are, they are depending on him only. So there is a world and there is a master of this world. So many officials are there. Then so many, the head of the state, but the head of the country, there are so many like that, So Adhisha, Ya Ishe, and the one who rules over Asya Dvipadaha Chatushpadaha. Dvipada means those who have got 2 legs. And Chatushpada, those have got 4 legs. Bipeds, quadrupeds. There are all these human beings and Pashu, Pakshi, all of them. So the one who rules over the entire creation, when that Paramatma is there, then Kasmai Devaya Havisha Vidhema. Then say, leaving that God, to which God we should offer our oblations? Kasmai Devaya. Is there anyone, someone else? The one who has got little powers, we go on doing salutations and all that. In Sanskrit and in Vedas, the word ka also has got the meaning bliss, sukham, happiness. So Kasmai Devaya, so actually it means Tasmai Devaya Havisha Vidhema. So we offer, see, Kasmai, if you take as the question, Kasmai Devaya Havisha Vidhema, when that Supreme Lord is here, leaving that Lord, who is worthy of worship? And to whom we should offer all these our oblations? And Kasmai Devaya, Ka means if you take happiness, then Kasmai Devaya, so to that Deva, that Bhagwan who is Ananda Swarupa, then it becomes affirmative sentence. To that blissful Paramatma, we offer this oblation. In the Bhagavad Gita, when Arjuna saw Virat Rupa of Bhagavan, and then what he saw, Siddha, Sura, Sangha, all of them were doing namaskar to Bhagavan. So he says, all of them are doing namaskar. And then he said, why they will not do namaskar? Kasmachate na nameran mahatman gariyase brahmanopi adi kartre. So then that you are one from whom the one Brahmaji, the creator, the Hiranyagarbha also came on. So if they don't do namaskar, then that is wrong. Because who is worthy? Because there is no one greater than you, there is no one equal to you also. Na tvat samaha asti abhyadika kutah. So here also, whom else we can do namaskar really? And that's why we sometimes wonder, there are people who say, I don't believe in God, and I don't do namaskar of anyone. And ordinary people and everywhere they will go, they won't bow down their head to Bhagavan. Only in front of a barber they will do. Kasmai, kasmachate na naveran. So here it's a beautiful mantra. Yo devanam adipo yasmin loka adhishritaha ya ishe asya dvipadas chatushpadaha kasmai devaya havisha vidhema. With whom we will worship, with all are making some offering only to that Bhagavan only. He alone deserves all worship. Not that he wants any worship, but it is our duty and our gratitude that we must do that. Now, about this Paramatma also pointed out something. Sukshmat sukshmam kalilasya madhye vishvasya srashtaram aneka rupam vishvasyekam pariveshtitaram Jnatva Shivam Shantimatyantameti. Now it says, this Paramatma is Sukshmat Sukshmam, extremely subtle and subtler than the subtlest. This Paramatma is Sukshmat Sukshmam. And where is this Sukshmat Sukshmam Paramatma? Kalilasya madhye. Kalilasya madhye. He is existing in all chaos. The Kalila word is very interesting word. We will see more about it. It is there in all chaos. Vishvasya srashtaram. and the creator of this whole world, Aneka Rupam, of manifold form, Vishwasekam Pariveshtitaram, and the one, he who holds the entire Vishwa in his embrace, pervades the whole world. Jnatva Shivam, realizing that Shiva as one's own self, Shantimatyantameti, a person attains supreme peace. Now you say, subtler than the subtle. What is subtler than the subtlest? So now let us see. What is grossest? From there we begin then. That's something which can be experienced by all five sense organs is the grossest thing. For example, anything that is made up of this earth, like for this, let us see the paperweight. Let us say the earth, Prithvi. Prithvi can be experienced by all the five sense organs because it has got all the five properties. Correct? Shabda. Shabda is there or not Prithvi mein? Yes, Shabda. Sound. Sparsha. You can touch it? Yes. Rupa. It has got a form? Rupa, Ranga, all the form? Yes. Shabda is there, Sparsha, Rupa is there. Rasa. Taste is there or not? Yes. That's why little children all the time want to eat. That's why, even Bhagavan Krishna was also eating meat. Mitti khate the. Now that much I cannot say about America, But little baby, they in Prithvi they taste. Actually from Prithvi only all the fruits, vegetables, everything coming in. Rasa also is there. And Gandha, Gandhavati Vasundhara, smell also there. So Prithvi can be experienced on the fine. Now let us see waters. Water is subtler than Prithvi. Because the grossness is not there in that. Gandha is not there. In the waters, if you have any smell, that is because of association of some Gandha, Prithvi aspect. By itself it is not. But there is a Shabda, there is a Sparsha, there is a Rupa, there is a Rasa. Now take fire. Fire can be seen only by three senses. Fire also, sound is there. Touch, touch me not. But you can touch and all that and then feel them. And form also is there. Yes. Track. Now you go to Vayu. Can you see Vayu? Only two senses, you can experience. Because Shabda is there and Sparsha is there. When the Vayu blows, breathes. So it is subtler. Akash. Akash, उसमें स्पर्श भी नहीं है. And the Shabda Guna of Akash, it is not directly, like you are not hearing the sound and all that, but you close these ears and then you can hear the sound. Or you take a conch and just put here in there. Or even if you don't get you put your hand also like that, you will hear some. And sound, for waves to travel, you need the space. So Shabda Gun. So Akash is subtlest. Correct? So that which can be experienced by all the five senses, and the other words to put it, which has got all the five properties, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, then that is the grossest. The properties become less and less, less and less, they become subtler and subtler. Now tell me, what is the sound of your thought? Luckily it does not have thought, sound. Already so much noise pollution is there. And every person that is sitting, so many thoughts are going on there. And every thought creates sound. रहना मुश्किल हो जाएगा. It will be impossible to stay. Shabda is there. Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. So the thoughts are so subtle that they cannot be perceived by any senses. So they are subtler than all the Akash also. Huh? Now the question is, who knows all these thoughts? The consciousness which is illumining all thoughts, how subtle it must be, just think. So the subtler and subtler it becomes attributeless. There are no properties. And another thing what we find, the subtler the thing, more pervasive it is. Water is more pervasive than the earth. But the air is more pervasive than even the waters. Akash is more pervasive. So this sukshma is very interesting. When we hear the subtler, then we think it is small. No, it is all pervading. And it is formless, attributeless, propertyless. Sukshmati sukshmam. And that Paramatma is Kalilasya Madhye. Kalila means confusions. Kalila means impurity. Kalila also means commotion. Kalila is chaos. Everywhere chaos is going on, but the Paramatma is there in that chaos also. Yeah? And Kalila word is another meaning is there. You know, when in the mother's womb, the moment conception takes place, when the man puts the seed there and it is conceived, so in very short time that takes a form, and that form is called Kalila. In the Garbha Shastra and all that, if you read our even Bhagavatam and all that, in one night what kind of shape it takes, on 2 nights and 3 nights and 1 month and all that, everything is fine. And different names are given for that. So soon after the conception, that form that is taken, that's called Kalila. Bhagavan is there also. Sukshmati sukshmam. And Kalilasya Madhye, Vishwasya Srashtaram, Aneka Rupam, Vishwasaikam Pariveshtitaram, and Jnatva Shivam Shantimatyantameti. And when we know this, Shantam Shivam Advaitam Chaturtham Manyante Sa Atma Sa Vidnyeya. Isn't it? That's what it said in Mandukya Upanishad. I think you are studying Mandukya Upanishad. So there it is said, Shantam Shivam. Why it is all Shanta? It is beyond mind. Because all Ashanti can be only in the mind. If at all any Ashanti, that will be only the mind, you know. In my back there can be pain, but not Ashanti. Because of that pain there is Ashanti in my mind. मेरे बैक में बड़ी अशांति हो गई है. Pain हो गया, you can say. There is a pain in my back and all that. And tell me which is the part of the body where there is no pain. Because that is one of the definitions of old age. That every part of the body creaks. And that part which does not creak, that means it is not functioning. And then one person say, Doctor, wherever I touch there is pain. So, doctor was surprised. What is it? How can it? In every part of his body there is pain wherever he is. Then he came to know he has got a broken finger. So actually, the pain was there in that finger. So wherever, so there was pain. Shantimatyantameti. So wherever the mind is, there only all this restlessness possible. But when something is beyond mind, what ashanti, there cannot be ashanti. So they are mind only level, shanti, ashanti for 1 minute, 2 minutes. But when you realize that chaturtha atma, then shanti atyantam. Atyantam. Atyantam means what? Abiding peace. Extreme means not subject to end. That peace you get. Okay? Shanti Matyantameti. Next mantra is also another wonderful mantra. Sa eva kale bhuvanasya gopta. Vishwadhipas sarva bhuteshu gudha. Yasmin yukta brahmarshayo devatascha. Tamevam jnatva mrityupashan chinatti. Sa eva kale bhuvanasya gopta. That Paramatma alone is the protector, Gopta, protector of this world. Kale means at times, different times, Kale. Vishwadhipaha, Lord of the universe. Sarva bhuteshu gudhaha, hidden in all beings. Yasmin yukta brahmarshayo devatascha. In him only residing, dwelling, all the brahmarshis, the great sages, and devatas, all gods. Tam evam jnatva mrityupashan chinatti. And knowing this Paramatma in this way, man is able to cut asunder all the bonds of death, mrityupashan. Now in this mantra, particularly one word we must note is Kale Bhuvanasya Gopta. This is very beautiful one. We have been seeing this continuously, that the Lord is the creator and the sustainer and dissolver. But of this, what is this Gopta aspect of it is said? And Kale time. See, the idea here is, the answer is there in the Bhagavad Gita when you see, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthanam dharmasya tadatmanam sriyamyam paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. This Kale means yuge yuge. At different times. See, one is the protection of this, the whole world that is there, Bhagavan alone is protecting. But when the entire social order goes on changing adversely, because the people do not follow their dharma properly, then what dharma is declining, adharma increasing. And therefore the whole system is disturbed completely. Like when you are driving the car, then everything is functioning properly, all parts, and suddenly, cut, what happened? And suddenly it comes to a stop also. क्या हो गया भाई? And if the driver knows anything about that car, उसका अवतार होता है. Means he comes down from his seat. I tell you, even those people who know nothing about it, but they come out, they talk, try to show, they show like that. And that is Indian style. Bang anything which you can bang, and push anything you can push, pull anything you can pull, and then sometimes it works. And you don't know what it works and why it works. And they try, nothing happens. Triple A, triple A call it. And the AAA comes and tells you don't have gas at all. That's all it is. Not Now you see, avatar. So here, this world also, when everything is going all right, but the human beings are capable of creating all confusion and all disturbance, and then adharma increases, then kale bhuvanasya gopta. Bhagavan says, now this is the time now I will have to come because these people don't know how to take care of themselves and all that. And so many are praying, oh God, please come. Oh, I am coming. So Bhagavan comes there. Like your triple S, Bhagavan also comes. And he comes and then he takes everything set, right? Dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. That's called bhuvanasya gopta. Sa eva kale bhuvanasya gopta vishwadivas sarva bhuteshu guna yasmin yukta brahmarshaya devatascha. All the great rishis and maharshi, brahmarshi, all of them are existing only in that Paramatma. Tame evam jnatva. Now, evam jnatva means knowing that Brahman alone is, he alone is the cause of all that, and he is there in the hearts of all beings, and that Paramatma which is there in my heart also, that alone is my true nature. In this way, when we come to know Shantim, Atyantameti, earlier it was said that you gain peace, and here it is said, Mrityu Pashan Chinatti, and you snap the ropes and bondages of death and change and fear. Fear goes away. Shanti Matyantameti. Ghrutat param mandamivati sukshmam Jnatva shivam sarvabhuteshu gudham Vishwaseikam pariveshtitaram Jnatva devam uchyate sarvapashaihi. Now here, in this mantra, there are no new words are there. Only one first quarter is something new, but very interesting. Baki all words are we have seen here. Yasma ghrutat param mandamiva ati sukshmam. This Paramatma is extremely subtle. And Shivam, it is auspiciousness. Sarva bhuteshu gudham. It is there hidden in all beings, their heart. Vishwasekam pariveshtitaram, all encompassing this Lord is Jnatva Devam, and realizing this Paramatma Muchyate Sarvapashaihi. The person is liberated from bonds of death. Now here, for Sukshmata, one very interesting example is given. It is Sukshma, subtle, at the very essence. How it is? Ghrutat param mandam iva. Iva, like what? Mandam. What is mandam? Ghrutat param. Above the ghee, the essence of ghee comes that. You know what is milk? You know. Then from milk you make yogurt? Yes. After that what you churn, and then what happens? Then comes the butter. Okay. Then butter you heat it. Yeah. Then what happens? The ghee comes. And usko और अच्छी तरह से गर्म करोगे ना. Some people don't heat it properly, fully and all that. But when they really heat it, you will find on the top of that ghee also there will be the essence of ghee coming in some small particles like thing, and it is the tastiest part. Yes. That's called mandam. In the Western culture, they don't know even ghee. They stop at butter only. But then we make ghee. But on the top of ghee also there is essence of that comes there. That essence of ghee comes on the top layer of the ghee. Bhagavan is sukshma like that. Oh. The subtlest essence of milk. You go on that processing up to that. How subtle it is that. So here also we purify our mind. through karma, then to upasana, right? And then to atmanatma vivek, and jnanam, and mananam, and dhyanam, and the intense, what is Swami used to call it, heat of, white heat of meditation, he used to use the word. Huh? And that what you experience, that is the subtlest. What we are experiencing now and then at the level of milk or little yogurt or little then this meditation, because it reaches the peak. At that time, what you experience, that is the sukshma. Ghrutat param mandam ivati sukshmam jnatva shivam sarvabhuteshu gudam vishvasekam pariveshtitaram jnatva devam muchyate sarvapashaihi. Further we'll see in the next class. Okay. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.